Good morning and welcome to Heart Mooresville, your small town radio show with a big heart. I'm your host, Christine Patterson, with co-host Don Smyle, and I'm so excited to be here this morning. How is everybody?
Good morning, Mooresville.
We have a very special show today because one of our guests is a longtime friend of mine for about 15 years now. I think it's been about 15, right?
15, yeah.
Yes. So we have two individuals here from the Hilton Garden Inn, Mooresville, an award-winning hotel.
Absolutely.
Mr. Grant Hutcheson, General Manager.
Morning.
Good morning. And Director of Sales, Guru Goddess of the Hilton Garden
Good
Inn.
morning.
Guru Goddess.
Yeah.
How do you live up to that title?
I don't know, just my lifestyle, and that is people.
Okay.
I love taking care of my guests, clients. Just walking through the door, you become a family member. Just what we do.
Well, I can think of worse things to be called than a guru goddess.
I
So,
I love
especially in the customer service business. So good for you.
Yes, and we're going to get into, talking with Grant and Renee and find all about why she is the Guru Goddess. But before we do, we have some news that I would like to share about what's going on in Mooresville for our In the News segment.
Drum roll, please.
I feel like we should have some sound there. Thanks, Bill. Thanks.
Yeah, we'll do it.
We're getting it under control. So lots of things happening in Mooresville right now. The one exciting article that I read was about a local Mooresville family that was on Family Feud.
Oh, wow.
So do you guys watch Family
Nice.
Feud?
Absolutely.
Not in a while, but
My
it's been
favorite.
I love
My
Family Feud.
favorite.
Yeah, I think we should go.
Yeah, Steve Harvey is the bomb.
Yes,
Yes.
he is.
So, little tip here: we are trying to work on getting Family Feud, the traveling show, to actually come to Mooresville.
Nice.
So, yeah, you have to be in the running to be able to route with it. So it's harder than it seems, but we're hopefully gonna get to
That would be
to make
amazing.
Yeah.
that dream happen one day. So then maybe you'll get an opportunity to be on Family Feud. So a local Mooresville family, they made a 5-episode appearance on Family Feud. Dana Samuel is her name, and she went with her family. She had her mother, Thelma Merrills, her brother, Jesse Merrills, and her sons, Jazz and Reggie Samuel. One is actually a teacher at West Iredell High School, and Dana's sister actually auditioned with them too, but the production team said that they wanted to go with Dana's family. I guess you got to have that show business. There's something, if you got it, you
Something
got
to
it.
Yeah.
Well, the family actually earned more than $40,000 during their time on the show, but it was a little bit different, they said, than playing at home. They actually got to stand on stage with host Steve Harvey and face off against their opponents. So pretty cool. They said the hardest part.
that was a sound effect.
Good timing, good timing.
Way to go, Bill.
They said that one of the hardest parts was not being able to share that they were on the episode. Can you imagine that?
So they couldn't tell anyone?
No, for a whole year.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's crazy.
So it was actually filmed in April 2023. So they couldn't tell anyone for the whole year. That would be really hard for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I could actually do that.
I'm quite sure they
I would
told
have had to
somebody.
tell somebody.
Yeah.
I'm quite sure they told somebody.
You got to
Yeah.
think somebody asked, where have y'all been for the last few weeks?
Right? Oh, we took a vacation. You're going to see me on TV soon. But that was really cool. And they credit their background in sports, arts, and entertainment as a reason for how well they did. So
Oh, nice.
very cool. Very cool. Congratulations to the Samuel family. Also, a story I wanted to share is a hot issue here in Mooresville. I think we all know the P word. Parking.
Okay.
Parking.
Okay.
Parking is one of those hot topic issues in downtown Mooresville, of course, which I think we have a lot of parking places. They may not be those traditional spaces in lots downtown, but you're not walking any further than you are if you park in the Target parking lot to get into the store. But, we, I think, see it a little differently when it's in a downtown area. Excuse me. So one of the projects that we've been working on for or the town of Mooresville has been working on for a couple years now, is to bring a parking deck in downtown Mooresville.
Nice.
Yeah, I think it is needed. So actually at the May 3rd agenda briefing, commissioners approved the termination of that outdated project that they've been working on. Excuse me, just because it's been so long, it needed to be updated. It was supposed to be a private, public-private partnership, but for a multi-level parking deck, but we really need the project sooner than later. So they did away with the old one, and now the new one actually has a couple different options. The property would be at the southwest corner of Moore Avenue and Church Street. Everyone agrees that the previous plan that called for the parking structure and mixed use development was just financially impractical, which was another reason to do away with the old plan. So this one, it's about a half a block. It would be set back from Church Street to allow for like a wrap development of some kind that would work around it and serve as a visual commercial uses, while also serving as a visual road frontage buffer. And the new structure would eliminate, obviously, some of the existing surface parking and spaces, but it would hopefully add a net gain of parking places. And I think they're looking for like additionally at least 200 spaces. So a couple options were presented, anywhere from 4 to 5 stories, and then hopefully with a net gain of like 176 to 234 spaces. So I think that's exciting. I think businesses will be happy, even, residents that come downtown and come to events or, patron those businesses. I think that is definitely needed. All right. And then a cool story, a robotics team here in Mooresville went to an international championship. I love the name of the team. It's called Spork. First of all, a spork is the most underrated utensil. I love a spork. Sporks are half spoon, half fork. So I just think that we need to acknowledge that spork is the best utensil that's out there in general. But Team Spork, which stands for Students Providing Outreach in Robotic Kinship, it's Pine Lake Prep's upper school robotics team. They just returned from that competition. It's called the FIRST competition for inspiration and recognition of science and technology.
Wow, there are a lot of acronyms
right?
in this news feature.
Yes, it's an international event, and it draws hundreds of teams from all over the world. So, I mean, think about that as like a 14, 15-year-old, get to go to this international competition. Pretty cool. This is the 6th time in 15 years that they've got to go to this. They compete through regional and district competitions to qualify for this event, which is ultimately held in Houston every year. The team is about 40 members, but it's not just Pine Lake Prep. It's also local high schools like Lake Norman and Davidson Day School. They meet year-round to practice for this. And this year's event called for them to build a robot capable of shooting foam rings into 2 goals, like one higher than the other, and then climbing a chain suspended between 2 columns.
Wow.
That's impressive.
That is impressive.
That's very impressive.
Pretty cool to build a robot. I mean, I definitely couldn't do that as a 14, 15-year-old.
I wonder if there's video of this.
I know. I feel like we
That
need to
would be
find
really
it.
cool.
I
So
want to
if
see.
you're listening and you know there's video of this, please hit us up.
Please. We definitely need to see video of the robot. And then we have another story, but we'll talk about that one after the break. Very exciting.
You're very enthusiastic today, Christine. I love it.
I'm just excited that one of my longest friends is in the studio.
And you're breaking mics. Oh, my goodness. So, with that said, we'll be right back here on Heart Mooresville and WSIC.
We'll be right back with more Heart Mooresville on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
We'll stay dry today around Lake Norman, but starting to turn the heat up as we go throughout the rest of this week. Under plenty of sunshine today, high temperatures climb into the mid-80s for this afternoon. Mostly clear, mild with low to mid-60s overnight. For our Wednesday, we start to climb into those upper 80s, even approaching 90, adding some humidity in later this weekend as pop-up thunderstorm chances making a return for most of the afternoons, too. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
The WSIC app is available now wherever you get your apps, featuring local deals from great local businesses like Serenity Now Massage Therapy,
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Langtree Live in Mooresville offers up free music on Thursday, May 23rd with a performance by area favorite and Carolina's premier rock and roll cover band, Black Glass. Event time is 6:30 p.m. with the concert powered by Waves Entertainment beginning at 7. Friday is Live Under the Oaks at Brookdale Village in Huntersville. Justin Minton's solo music performance of rock, R&B, and soul begins at 6 p.m. Grab your chairs and head to the Brookdale stage on Friday night for free music by Justin Minton. The Charlotte Motor Speedway has high-speed NASCAR racing for Memorial Day weekend. On Friday, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series holds the North Carolina Education Lottery 200. The ARCA Series is also in action on Friday with the General Tire 150. On Saturday, the NASCAR Cup Series holds their qualifying session, and the Xfinity Series races in the Bet MGM 300. Sunday, the NASCAR Cup Series competes in one of their crown jewels, the 65th running of the Coca-Cola 600. Visit CharlotteMotorspeedway.com for tickets and information. The Kane Center for the Arts welcomes Philip Hamrick on Friday, May 31st for his album release celebration. The singer-songwriter from Mooresville releases his first solo album as an independent artist with The Tunnel Club. Hamrick's personal stories are delivered through vocals and acoustics. Doors open at 7 p.m. with Hamrick's The Tunnel Club album release celebration at 8 p.m. on Friday, May 31st. For tickets, more information on this show and many other programs, visit CaneArts.org. That's C-A-I-N Arts.org. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
Mooresville, how we feeling? Good. Welcome back to iHeart Mooresville on 105.9, 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
All right, welcome back to iHeart Mooresville on this episode of How Strong is Christine? She broke her microphone. It's
I'm a Hulk out over here.
oh my goodness. Ugh. No more caffeine for you today.
No.
Okay. All right.
not.
So before we went to break, you were breaking down all the deets for some of the things going on. There's something happening in the Parks and Rec world that I wanted to talk about, and it is that there is going to be a major facility renovation at Cornelius Road Park beginning
Exciting.
next month. And so basically, the town board recently approved unanimously a contract to designate about $7.5 million in a previously approved financing to pay for upgrades to one of the larger parks in Mooresville, the Cornelius Road Park. And the project is set to begin in June and will be completed by next summer. It's going to result, unfortunately, in some field closures, but multiple amenities, including the tennis courts, dog park, and playground, will remain open throughout the construction process. So obviously, anytime you do any kind of updates, there's going to be closures. But the end result is an amazing addition to the Mooresville Parks and Recreation ecosystem. So the scope of the work will include the installation of artificial turf on 3 soccer multipurpose fields, new ball field and soccer field lighting, construction of a new restroom and shelter facility, the creation of a food truck court with full utility services. Food trucks, are you listening?
Nice.
The addition of several hundred new parking spaces. I said that, several hundred new
Wow.
parking spaces.
That's pretty amazing.
And some electric vehicle charging stations as well. So obviously lots of good things happening at Cornelius Road Park, and we're excited about that. So
Yeah, it's nice to live in a community where they invest in the parks.
they
local
do.
Parks.
And Christine, you were part of the meeting yesterday where we started to talk about what the future of Mooresville looks like and, our master plan for the next 5 or 6 years. And there'll be a lot more information about kind of what that evolution looks like coming up in the future. So we'll be sure to share that with our listeners as we move forward. I always like to kind of talk about things that are going on from a day, month perspective, because I always say there's always a day or month for everything. And May is no exception. And so this edition of what day is it? Is, let's see, the 20th yesterday was World Bee Day.
Oh,
And if you remember, in the 150 last year, we created pollinator gardens
yes.
for the monarch butterflies. I actually created one at my house. And we need the bees. The bees are fun. I love watching bees.
These are important.
They are super industrious and they're very important. So yesterday was World Bee Day. Of course, every day is World Bee Day.
Yeah.
The 23rd, coming up this week, is World Turtle Day.
Oh, I love turtles.
Save the turtles.
Save the turtles. And I'm quite sure if you go to our parks and hang out by one of the creeks, you're probably going to see one.
I'm sure.
So say hello to turtle when you see them. And of course, coming up this weekend is Memorial Day weekend. And obviously, it's a celebration for a lot of people who go out and enjoy the parks and get outside and do cookouts. But it's also a day of remembrance. And so we just want to make sure that we kind of balance those two things. And for me, as an avid race fan, it is the greatest day in motorsports. Right? So we got to wake up at 7 a.m. to watch the Monaco Grand Prix, the Formula One race. And then in the afternoon, you get to watch the Indy 500. And if you haven't fallen asleep by that time, in the evening, the Memorial Day Classic at the Charlotte Motor Speedway, the Coca-Cola
Coca-Cola.
600.
Full day of racing.
So yeah, it is motorsports overload, but looking forward to it. So, all right. With that said, let's introduce our guests, Christine.
Yes, so I'm so excited to have you both in the studio this morning.
Glad to be here.
Yes, so as we mentioned earlier, we have two amazing individuals from one of our local hotels, the Hilton Garden Inn, Mooresville. Grant Hutcheson, the general manager, and director of sales, Renee Hall. Yes,
Oh, thank you for the
welcome.
applause. Absolutely.
So I guess my first question is, I want you to introduce yourselves and say a little bit about your background and, kind of how you wound up in the hotel industry.
All right. Well, I guess I'll go first then. So I've been in the industry for 15 years now, and I actually started up here and started just working at the front desk, and then kind of worked my way up, and then ended up going to Raleigh, and then Durham, and then back to Huntsville, Alabama. And then when the opportunity came up, they asked, "Would you be willing to go back to Mooresville?" And I was like, "Man, that's always one of the more favorite places I've lived. Sure, I've got family up here." So I jumped on the opportunity and came back in 2019, and just love what we do. Having Renee there is makes things go a lot easier with her cheerleader mentality.
Sure.
She's kind of the yin to my yang, and we kind of do it both well together. So
That's
go ahead.
great.
Absolutely. I have been with, I've been in the hospitality business for over 27 years. And I've been
Wow.
with Hilton for 25 years.
Wow.
And I love people. I love making people happy. Just seeing the smile on their face and just going over and beyond for each one. I have no picks. It's everybody.
Yeah,
You know?
I that's definitely evident in what you do, and I've talked to many of your clients that say the
Right.
same and will not stay anywhere else because they
will
love
not.
how you help them. And I think hotels are an important part of our economy, an
Absolutely.
important part of tourism.
Very much so.
Here in Mooresville. We have some great hotels in Mooresville. We have a local organization called the Convention and Visitor Bureau, which Grant, you're also the chairman of the board.
Yep. I get that opportunity as well. So it's my world revolves around tourism, both in the town and at our hotel too.
Yeah, and one of the great things that I would like residents to know and our listeners to know is, hotels contribute to our local, tax dollars and to our local economy, so we
Absolutely.
can help projects,
Very much so. I mean,
come to fruition here.
most people don't realize, and I kind of always use this as an example, our hotel has 122 rooms. So, when we're full, and we're generally full every weekend, and then, yeah, it's something we always, obviously. And then, obviously, during the week, most people don't realize, like, our busiest nights are Tuesday and Wednesday nights because of all the corporate business we have in this area. So you got to think that's 122 families or 122 people that are staying at the hotel that need somewhere to go drink, eat, enjoy spending time at attractions or whatnot. So, when you start looking at the 16 hotels we have in this area, that is a huge impact that can have on local businesses. And it's kind of like our own, kind of contribution to how we can help the local businesses in this area.
Right. And so the occupancy tax that travelers, out-of-town guests pay to stay in the local hotels obviously goes to fund the Convention and Visitor Bureau, and that can help with, projects. Obviously, funds are used to bring in, tourism, but also support assets that we have here in Mooresville.
Exactly.
And then not only do we get that occupancy tax, but also those guests, like you said, are spending money in local, restaurants and attractions and shopping at local stores. And so all of the sales tax generated by their, efforts are
And
also going to help.
I would be remiss to mention that a lot of people, hear the word tax and it's such a, negative connotation. But for us, and the good thing here is this is a tax on people coming in to use our resources.
Right.
So that we can reinvest in our community and use, and continue to grow what we've already got and kind of help promote this area.
Right, right. And that's why tourism is important.
Very much
Exactly.
Because
so.
the non-citizens pay that tax that we get to put back in the community. So that's really important. And believe it or not, we actually have a great tourism base here in Mooresville. We have not only sports tourism, which Parks and Recreation is largely involved in. We have host tons of tournaments throughout the year.
Yeah.
Definitely, Mooresville has established and carved out, a place in that market.
And Cornelius Park's going to be a great addition to
That's
help
right.
continue building that.
That's right. And then, we have medical tourism with Lake Norman
Yes, we
Regional
do.
Medical Center. Of course, corporate with Lowe's corporate headquarters, Corvid, lots of local, businesses
Yeah.
that keep our hotels full during the week. And then lots of leisure business.
Absolutely.
Mooresville's a great stopover point. We also have fun
Weddings.
things to do. We are people don't realize we're
No,
a wedding
absolutely.
destination
We
Yeah.
are a destination
'Cause
for
of the
weddings.
lake,
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
How many weekends out of the year would you say that you don't have weddings?
Really, maybe 3, 4. Not many.
That
Not many.
is
Really hot or
crazy.
really cold is kind
Yeah,
of the two
exactly
things
the way
where
it is.
Yeah.
gets avoided.
Because you can't pick out a month which we're busier than the other. Every month, people wouldn't think we would be busy with weddings in November and December. Now we are.
Right. It
We're
always
like the
used to
wedding hub.
it always used to surprise me that when even sometimes local residents, I think, don't realize how busy the hotels are in the area because if someone called for a room and it would be during the week, well, why is this
Why is it
hotel
so
in
busy?
Mooresville sold out on a
Right.
Tuesday?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Because every hotel in Mooresville is sold out every Monday through Thursday
You're right.
because we have so much corporate business.
I'm curious, given the racing in Charlotte and surrounding areas, do you get any of that traffic?
Not at all.
No?
No. Just this past weekend, race weekend, we had a little group. That was
Right.
it. Everything is going more towards Charlotte
Okay.
and Concord.
Yeah, unfortunately, racing used to be about
It
20,
used to be huge.
15 to 20 years ago, I
You
would
just
say.
have to remember all of the hotels that have been added since then. So we see the displacement of those people that would normally be staying in Concord or Charlotte, and they kind of want to get away from that. So it does impact our business, but not directly.
Not directly. No.
Yeah, and I think there's a lot of reasons for that we
Yeah.
could talk about, but
Well, it's not like you're hurting for occupancy.
No.
So,
Well, no.
Yeah.
I replaced all that with weddings.
Yeah.
no, we definitely a wedding destination. Lots of local, beautiful areas to get married on, and so our
Indeed.
hotels benefit from that tremendously. Well, I know we have a break coming up, but I definitely want to talk about the local hotel. I understand you all won an award recently, so we're going to talk more about
Yep,
that.
yeah.
But we will be right back with I Heart Mooresville right after a message from
You
our
almost made
sponsors.
it.
There's more I Heart Mooresville on the way from 105.9 100.7 WSIC. Local starts here.
We'll stay dry today around Lake Norman, but starting to turn the heat up as we go throughout the rest of this week under plenty of sunshine today. High temperatures climb into the mid-80s for this afternoon. Mostly clear, mild with low to mid-60s overnight. For our Wednesday, we start to climb into those upper 80s, even approaching 90, adding some humidity in later this weekend. As pop-up thunderstorm chances making a return for most of the afternoons, too. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Does your business provide coffee for employees or customers? Black Powder Coffee can supply you with fresh roasted coffee, a variety of daily signature blends including flavored coffees such as cinnamon roll and Kahlua and cream. We even have bourbon-infused coffee in collaboration with Southern Distilling Company. Visit blackpowdercoffee.com or stop by and see us at 261 Rolling Hill Road in Mooresville. Black Powder Coffee.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, a Pfizer vaccine.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
If you're 19 or older with chronic conditions like asthma, diabetes, COPD, or heart disease, or are 65 or older, you are at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine. It can help protect you against pneumococcal pneumonia in just one dose. Even if you've already been vaccinated with other pneumonia vaccines, Prevnar 20 may help provide added protection. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. Don't get Prevnar 20 if you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients. Adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. Side effects include pain and swelling at the injection site, fatigue, headache, muscle, and joint pain. For full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
Fernhill Baptist Church is a traditional fundamental congregation located in Troutman. Hear them Sunday mornings at 8:15 here on WSIC. Listen on demand, WSICFM.com.
This is a Bloomberg Money Minute. Lowe's Home Improvement has keyed in on overcoming the weak housing market by attracting more professional contractors to shop in its stores as consumers hold off on renovating and remodeling their homes. The nation's second largest home improvement chain reported comparable sales for the latest quarter that beat the average analyst estimate. While they were down 4.1%, that was still better than expected. Larger Home Depot posted negative quarterly sales last week. A big accounting firm is reportedly cutting jobs. Grant Thornton laying off about 350 workers as it moves closer to selling a stake of its U.S. business to a private equity firm. Wall Street Journal says the firm is in the process of notifying affected workers this week. Wall Street's indexes splitting it. Dow gaining 0.25%, S&P 500 up 1/10. NASDAQ, after its record close yesterday, is down 1/10 today. Oil futures pulling back 0.5% now to just over $79 a barrel. Andrew O'Day, Bloomberg Radio.
I Heart Mooresville. Ooh, we should put that on a t-shirt. Sorry, New York. 105.9, 100.7, WSIC. Local starts here.
And we're back with I Heart Mooresville with my mobile mic.
Stop touching your mic.
Had a little mic malfunction, but I am a true professional making it through. So, no, we're talking with Grant and Renee from the Hilton Garden Inn today. Grant, before we went to break, we're talking about the amazing market that we have here in Mooresville and how busy the hotels stay. And so I'm sure, obviously it's a competitive industry, but you all do such a good job at, making sure the hotel is a great asset for guests. And recently you got recognized for that.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell us about that.
No, I mean, I have to give a shout out to the staff because
Absolutely.
it makes Renee and I's life so much easier having the quality that we have and having the people we have because, again, like I say, it's, the perspective of the guest is what matters. And it's that, interaction that makes it home. I always say restaurants have to get it right for an hour. We have to get it right for 24 hours.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And every part of that stay. So anyway, lately, Hilton awarded us the Conrad Award, and that's the second year in the row that we've won. And for people that don't know, that is the top 1% of all hotels or all Hilton Garden Inns in the country.
Thank you, Bill.
So out of nearly 800 Hilton Garden Inns, we were in the top 8.
That's pretty amazing.
That is amazing.
That right here in Mooresville, we have a top 8 hotel.
Absolutely.
Wow. And you know why that's extra important too is, we want people that come to Mooresville for whatever reason, whether it's tourism or to see a friend or whatever, we want them to have a good experience.
That's all
and
that
that's
matters.
at the hotel and at the restaurants and people they meet on the street. And so thank you for contributing to that.
I might be showing my age, but it seems to me that customer service in general has fallen off a cliff.
It has.
It's not your age,
Yeah.
trust
It's
me.
not.
And it is something that does leave an immediate impression, good or bad.
Absolutely.
And I try very hard to be patient with customer service based businesses and organizations, because I know that it's a stressful environment, can be a stressful job. But ultimately, if you take that job, your job is to be a customer service representative of your company, your environment. And I seem to think that some of that is lacking.
Right,
in
because
a
you
lot of-
can't teach. You can't teach customer service.
Okay.
Yeah,
Well, and
it's
the,
innate.
the bad part is, like, we want to make this so challenging and difficult, but it really boils down to just be nice.
Be nice.
Yeah.
Be nice to people.
And compassionate.
Yeah.
Empathy, people.
Empathy.
I think, it's that kind of that bounce effect. If you are nice to somebody, it's very difficult for them to be mean to you in return, right? Even if they're upset, if you're just nice,
You are so right.
right? It just shuts that off, right? And so I think that we need to all be more civil. Let's bring back the civility,
smiles.
right?
Yeah.
Smile.
Yes.
And I'll tell you something about this is I find interesting, because my last name is Smyle. Smiling at people now
Mm-hmm.
confuses them.
Very much
Yes.
so.
What are you so
People
happy
don't
about?
know what your issue is.
Saying hello surprises
Right.
people these days.
Yeah.
Right, because everybody's on their devices or they're listening to their music or whatever. And if you smile and say hello to somebody, they're like, "What does that person want?
Right.
Why are they talking to me?"
Yeah.
Right. And
Very
I'm like,
much so.
"What happened?"
And you know what's crazy is that's so something that comes so natural, I think, for hotel chains, and why I think hotels are such leaders in hospitality, and
Correct.
and really set the bar for that, because when you come into that hotel, I mean, they have standards, customer service standards, whether it's Marriott, Hilton, whatever chain it is. There's a rule called the 15-5 rule at some brands that when you come in, when someone becomes in 15 feet of you, you have to smile and make eye contact with them. And then when they come within 5 feet of you, you have to greet them. And it's amazing how much even just that can make a difference. Smiling and talking to someone.
I agree.
That's what makes this one so fantastic at it.
Yeah, I think you
I
definitely
love
have
it.
that. And that's why I call you the guru, because you definitely, are the epitome of that Southern hospitality, and, work really hard to make sure that guests have experiences, because that's what it's about.
It's about the experience.
Right. And that's from start to finish. That's
Absolutely.
not one interaction,
And one thing about it, if you have that type of personality, the team around you, you're going to see yourself in them.
Yeah.
And that's what we do. That's how we are at the Garden Inn in Mooresville.
And
when
you
you walk in the
teach.
door, you're going to get a smile. You're going to get a conversation. You may get a hug.
Yeah.
And that's an everyday, every moment.
I read something the other day, which I think is just kind of grabbed my attention, and it was so true. And it was, your brand is not what you tell people it is. It's what other people tell them it is.
That's
right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so it's the word of mouth. We have transitioned as a country, as a world, where it's the interaction that people have with your brand that then communicate that either through social media, through Google reviews, whatever, to other individuals. They're not listening to what you say. They don't go to your website where it says we're the greatest, right?
Right.
They go to these online reviews. They're looking at
Yes,
social
sir.
media, all of these things to other people saying these people are great or these people are horrible,
Yeah.
right? And that's an
Absolutely.
immediate thing that you cannot take back.
Well, you have to train people too that your perception does not matter at the end of the day. It's the perception of that guest coming in, and they will feed off of when we're talking about being nice and whatnot. But again, having to understand that you got to put yourself aside and realize that you've got to have enough kind of self-awareness to say, okay, how are they perceiving this interaction?
Well, I know as a traveler too, because my wife and I do a lot of traveling. As a traveler, you can be very tired.
Mhm.
You can have been on the road for a long time. You can have had a bad travel experience, a
Yeah.
miserable plane ride, whatever these things are. And it's human nature that you're going to carry some of that with you.
You
So
are. You will.
I totally respect the service industry employees that have to deal with that, because that's a human nature thing that it just happens.
It's like a challenge. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To me, it's a challenge. When I see a guest walk in the door and I just see him frown or just don't want to play, I win.
Yes, yes. I'm the same
I
way.
win. I
Don't you
change it
love
every time.
when you can turn that frown upside down
Yes,
and
absolutely.
totally turn around that experience
Yes.
and make them happy? And that Maya Angelou quote is so true. I think people will forget what you said. People will forget what you did, but people
Yeah.
will never forget how you made them feel.
And that is so true.
Right? I mean, that the feeling
Absolutely.
that they walk away, whether it's positive or negative, they'll that's what they'll never forget. But more people tell people about a bad experience at a brand
That's what makes
than
it
they
hard.
do a
yeah.
positive
makes
one.
it hard.
Absolutely.
It's like
'Cause
4-1, I think.
people put the effort into to complain. It's maybe not complain, but bringing up things that they didn't like about the stay or thing, and as far as in going out of their way to put the good things out there. And the good
Right.
And again, like you said, you have to remind yourself too, if you don't know what that person's been through that day. They've been
right.
traveling. They may have been stuck in the airport for the last 12 hours. They're exhausted. They just want to go lay down. So again, you just kind of have to, play to their experience.
And then when they get to the hotel, they see, oh my God, I am the guest of the day.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right.
So
Yeah,
totally
that's a cool thing.
change it around.
So, we talked about the hotel a little bit, but if our listeners aren't aware of where the Hilton Garden Inn is, it's 159 Gateway Boulevard, which is right off exit 33 in the Gateway Business Park, where McDonald's is, and there's a couple of restaurants, Jeffrey's Restaurant.
We're the hidden gem in the back.
That's right, way in the back.
hidden gem.
And so tell us a little bit about, just a brief summary of what your hotel would
Well,
offer.
we have 122 rooms,
Okay.
queens and rooms with king beds. We have the most happening bar, and a lot of
I've
people
heard
don't
that.
know that. We have live music sometime.
Nice.
It's always happening, especially during wedding season. It's crazy.
And you have a lot of events, too.
A lot of events. We I can host up to 100 guests.
Wow.
And our banquets here, we have a great menu for catering, and sometime depending on how many rooms and just depends. We sometimes allow outside catering, but we do everything.
So if somebody wanted to host a birthday party or something there, they could do that?
Absolutely. I
Okay.
would love to host it.
Birthday, weddings, rehearsals,
Yeah.
anniversaries,
Do it
baby
all.
showers, you name it. We've had it.
I had my son's birthday party at the Hilton Garden Inn,
Yes, you
actually.
did.
Yes, it was fabulous. People do pool parties. You guys have an indoor pool?
We
out there?
have an indoor pool. We just recently had our fireplace installed on our patio.
Yeah.
It's
process,
It's a
but
great. It's a great experience.
Yeah.
Atmosphere is wonderful. We have 2 boardrooms, and plus the Port City, which is the banquet space.
Nice. And that's something even local, residents can take advantage of are the banquet
they do.
rooms. Yeah.
Absolutely.
You guys stay pretty busy with events like that. That's awesome. And having the bar right there too is that's a great
It's exciting.
amenity. And meeting space in general is something we have a lack of in town.
That's
so
true. Sometimes I just wish I had so much more.
Yeah.
yeah,
There's
people need
such
to
a
think
need.
about hotels
Yeah.
for
It's
sure.
a need.
I think that's interesting that I don't think the average person thinks of a hotel when they start thinking about, hosting a birthday party or
Right.
doing, a corporate space or something. They're thinking of other
And
environments.
some of the events
Yeah.
that we've had, they're mind-boggling because people come in like, oh my God, I didn't know you could do this.
Like
Yeah.
having a car show in the middle of our parking
Oh,
lot.
Wow.
Yep.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
So if you haven't learned anything from this show today, definitely think of your local hotels when you are looking for birthday party venues, rehearsal dinners.
Absolutely.
Or a
Reunions.
staycation and you just want to get out of the
Wanna get
house
away.
and just come stay at a hotel. And,
That's
a lot of people
right.
do that too. Just
You
to-
have packages, right? Do you offer packages? Okay. Like, catering or
Yes.
catering
yes,
packages.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
yeah.
hmm
Good. 'Cause
I can design
full service.
I will design anything you have in your mind. I will take it from you and just make it happen.
Yeah.
Make it come
However
to life.
you want to do it.
Dinner in a
I love
room,
it.
breakfast in a room. We can
We'll make
package
it
something
happen.
together. Yeah.
Oh, nice. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
I love it.
We've hit a new level now.
Voice from above.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Oh my God.
All right. Well, we are talking with Grant and Renee, and we will be right back after a break with Heart Mooresville.
Stick around. More Heart Mooresville with host Christine Patterson and Don Smyle is coming up on WSIC. Local starts here.
We'll stay dry today around Lake Norman, but starting to turn the heat up as we go throughout the rest of this week under plenty of sunshine today. High temperatures climb into the mid-80s for this afternoon. Mostly clear, mild with low to mid-60s overnight. For our Wednesday, we start to climb into those upper 80s, even approaching 90, adding some humidity in later this weekend. This pop-up thunderstorm chances making a return for most of the afternoons, too. That's your forecast from the WSIC Weather Center. I'm meteorologist Chase Myers.
Here is your WSIC community calendar. Langtree Live in Mooresville offers up free music on Thursday, May 23rd with a performance by area favorite and Carolina's premier rock and roll cover band, Black Glass. Event time is 6:30 p.m. with the concert powered by Waves Entertainment beginning at 7. Friday is Live Under the Oaks at Brookdale Village in Huntersville. Justin Minton's solo music performance of rock, R&B, and soul begins at 6 p.m. Grab your chairs and head to the Brookdale stage on Friday night for free music by Justin Minton. The Charlotte Motor Speedway has high-speed NASCAR racing for Memorial Day weekend. On Friday, the NASCAR Craftsman Truck Series holds the North Carolina Education Lottery 200. The ARCA Series is also in action on Friday with the General Tire 150. On Saturday, the NASCAR Cup Series holds their qualifying session, and the Xfinity Series races in the Bet MGM 300. Sunday, the NASCAR Cup Series competes in one of their crown jewels, the 65th running of the Coca-Cola 600. Visit CharlotteMotorspeedway.com for tickets and information. The Kane Center for the Arts welcomes Philip Hamrick on Friday, May 31st for his album release celebration. The singer-songwriter from Mooresville releases his first solo album as an independent artist with The Tunnel Club. Hamrick's personal stories are delivered through vocals and acoustics. Doors open at 7 p.m. with Hamrick's The Tunnel Club album release celebration at 8 p.m. on Friday, May 31st. For tickets, more information on this show and many other programs, visit CaneArts.org. That's C-A-I-N Arts.org. To keep up with all the events happening around the community and much more, including amazing local deals, download the WSIC News app today.
All things Mooresville to keep you in the Noseville. Join in the conversation by calling 844-STUDIO-4. Now, back to the show.
All right, welcome back to this rambunctiously enthusiastic, fun episode of Heart Mooresville on WSIC. I'm Don Smyle, along with my rather strong co-host, Christine Patterson, who has ripped the microphone right from its base. She is taking no prisoners today. So anyway, this has been fun. So I guess tell us a kind of, how people can learn about Hilton Garden Inn and, how they can, find out more about your location and, all the deets about your socials and your web presence and all that kind of stuff. So
Call Renee. That's the we can cater it to you, but
just give me a call. I'm there.
Okay.
All the time.
Hilton.com.
The door is open and Hilton Garden Inn.
Kind of known as Hilton Garden Inn, Charlotte Mooresville, if you're looking online.
Online.
And that's Mooresville, not Morrisville,
That's
because you would
right.
be amazed how many people make that mistake, and that's a 2.5-hour mistake. So
Yeah.
I've
That
never
is
heard it
that
put
is
that
a
way.
town
Yes.
outside of Raleigh,
Wow. Okay.
Yes.
Yes, it's
not
outside of
Charlotte.
Raleigh.
People would show up at the hotel thinking that was
Yep.
their reservation, but they had a reservation in Morrisville, which is 2 hours outside of or
And
near
it's a
Raleigh.
Hilton
Yeah.
Sorry.
Inn,
Yeah.
And I think it's in a gateway.
Yeah,
Yes,
one-
there is
Address.
a
It's a
gateway.
gateway
Yes,
address
there
as
is.
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're not paying attention, I can see how it can happen, but it's like you feel so bad because you're so far off. It's not right down the road.
Yeah. So
2.5
Mooresville,
hours.
Yeah.
North Carolina,
Okay.
the Hilton Garden Inn, Charlotte, Mooresville,
Oh, wow.
not Mooresville.
Well, thank you both for kind of giving us the deets and for bringing your infectious personalities today. This has been fun. So I guess we'll talk a little bit about what's going on in the Parks and Rec ecosystem. Big shout out to my marketing team who keep me updated every week on what's happening. Thank you, Roy Beth and Karina. I appreciate you. So summer camp is coming. That's always a big thing for the residents, and we are hiring. We're looking for staff members who are hardworking, responsible, and fun-loving to help us create an outstanding camp experience. So camp dates are June 3rd through the August 2nd, Monday through Friday. We have part-time and full-time positions available. So you can call the centers directly to learn more about those, or you can go to mooresvillerecreation.org and click on the We're Hiring button. So the centers are Selma Burke Recreation Center, the War Memorial Recreation Center, and the Winnie Hooper Recreation Center. All would be welcome to hear from you. We talked a little bit earlier about some of the things that are happening at Cornelius Road Park. There will also be, let's see what we got here, pickleball courts, which pickleball.
Everybody loves it.
It's a national phenomenon. And we do have dedicated pickleball courts at the War Memorial Recreation Center, which are extremely popular. And in order to make them better, we are actually going to close for a short time to resurface them. So they will be closed until May 24th. So they are presently closed and will be closed through May 24th. But please visit Mooresville Parks and Recreation Facebook page, as well as our webpage to learn more about the dates for that. And we'll keep you up to date. The concession stands will open this Saturday, Memorial Day weekend. So all of our concession stands will be open. Our offices, in fact, will be closed for Memorial Day, so we'll be closed on Monday. And we will be enjoying ourselves like the rest of the community. And summer aquatics is a big thing, so that's actually going to happen soon with the War Memorial Pool and Hope Park Splash Pad. Will open this weekend. Unfortunately, it appears that the splash pad at Liberty Park will not open on time. Circumstances beyond our control. But again, visit our Facebook page, Mooresville Parks and Recreation, to keep update on that. However, the War Memorial Pool and the Hope Park Splash Pad will both open. So what's going on in your world, Christine?
Well, arts and events is very busy right now. Summer is always a hugely busy time for us because it's great weather. We have a lot of outdoor shows, but we also have an indoor.
And Bill, you might want to get some kind of fantastic sound effect ready for because there's going to be like an amazing announcement here in just a second.
That's right. And we have an amazing announcement. So we announced our series that will happen at the Mooresville Performing Arts Center this summer. And so we have 2 shows as part of the Entertainment Icons in Their Own Words mini-series. And our first show will be Priscilla Presley.
and for those that are wondering, it's the Priscilla Presley, as in Elvis Presley's wife, Priscilla Presley.
We are very excited to bring Miss Presley to Mooresville. I think it's going to be a great show. I think people, we're not used to having that type of entertainment come to Mooresville. And, we want to be part of that too. We don't want our residents to have to drive to Charlotte to see shows. We want them to be able to enjoy those things right here in Mooresville. And so this mini-series is part of our effort to do that. And so it's a 2-show series. June 15th, we'll have Priscilla Presley. Tickets are on sale now at ourtownstage.com.
And what exactly is she going to be doing?
Priscilla will talk about her life with Elvis and, kind of how everyone knows the story, but a lot of people haven't heard the story in her words. And that's what she's promoting is she wants to tell her story, not what we've all read in the articles. So we're going to get a lot of behind the scenes information. She shows home videos that have never been seen.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. It's going to be a really amazing experience. And then at the end, she does a live Q&A session. So the audience will actually have an opportunity to ask her questions. Mm-hmm. There are meet and greet opportunities available. Tickets went on sale yesterday for those. There are only 90 spots. Now, tickets for the event, we have about over 1,600 tickets that are on sale. But for the meet and greet experience, it's less than 100. So we definitely, if you would like to be part of that, take advantage of it. All of that's on sale at ourtownstage.com.
I think it's just amazing that over the past year that we've had Craig Morgan.
Yeah.
Right. We've had Loverboy. We had just a flat out rock and roll concert in the middle of downtown.
Diamond Rio.
And Ruben Studdard. I mean, the entertainment is like top level.
Yeah,
top
Scotty
notch.
McCreery.
Yeah.
I mean,
That was
pretty amazing.
For this
So-
being the first year or so that we're doing this,
Yeah.
that's a huge accomplishment.
I think so. I
Congrats to you, Christine.
Thank you. Congrats to my team. I have an amazing team as well. Amy, Cheryl, Alyssa Anderson, Leslie Dedevo, and Megan Rockwell,
Don't forget Jackson.
Jackson, Sylvia, Rob. We have a great team. So everybody works really hard because they want to also create amazing experiences for Mooresville residents. That we want to book things people can get excited about and come have these experiences in their own hometown.
And just so you just to clarify, this is not an impersonator. This is the real
Priscilla coming.
Presley. Okay.
After Priscilla, on July 27th, we're hosting the Celebrity Housewives. Yeah, pretty amazing. So we have 2 housewives, one from New York and one from New Jersey. Sonia, and I cannot think of
New York and New Jersey.
That's right.
Okay.
New York and New Jersey, the
Yeah.
2, I think a lot of people say they're favorites, but I know Miami is like a contender too. So that's just going to be a fun night. We are selling kind of, I'll say girls' night packages, but guys are absolutely welcome to come. But we're actually, you can purchase a package. It's the party bus package. And so you can get on the party bus and you can go to downtown bars and restaurants and eat and drink and be merry. And then hop on that party bus and head on over to the Celebrity Housewives.
That's a great package.
Yes, it is. There are also meet and greet packages available. There's an exclusive package for $200. That's actually, you get to, of course, meet them, the housewives, take a picture. You get some like signed swag, merchandise posters, things like that. And then there's a more cost-efficient version too. That is a meet and greet photo, but without the merch.
Yeah, I have a feeling the party bus is going to be happening.
Yes.
Going to be sold out, and I'm sure that social media is blowing up right now with all the women saying, "Hey, we need to do this.
Yeah.
Let's make it a nights out."
Girls' night.
Girls' night out.
It's the ultimate girls' night with Celebrity Housewives. So that's going to be a really fun show in July. But like I said, meet and greet packages, tickets, all the things on sale. And that's right now at ourtownstage.com. The really cool news is that we are going to be giving away tickets to both of these shows over the next few months leading up to the show. We've got a couple different ticket packages that we're going to give away. General admission tickets, meet and greet ticket packages, also merch ticket packages.
And how do I know where all of this is happening and when I can get in on it, Christine?
Yes, so you can go, of course, to ourtownstage.com, but also to the Mooresville Arts and Events Facebook and Instagram page. So that's Mooresville spelled out, Arts and Events. And we'll be posting more information about how you can enter the contest. You'll share and like the post.
And as a disclaimer, tell them that we will never ask them.
We'll never ask anyone to click a link to claim tickets. So as social media has evolved, there's a lot of scammers out there. So please, 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 we will never ask you to click on a link. So if you get a message on Facebook that says, "Hey, you've won tickets," and even if it looks like our logo and everything, we will never ask you to click a link to claim tickets. We call you directly or message you directly and get in touch with you to claim those tickets. So please don't click any links as part of that. Unfortunately, that is part of it now. So these 2 exciting shows in the summer, but we also have Rock the Park coming up. We have the next show is Greggy and the Jets, which is June 7th at Liberty Park. We're super excited about the Greggy and the Jets show. Should be a great night.
Elton John tribute.
That's
It's
right.
going to be a lot of fun.
Oh, so much fun. And then of course, the first Friday of the month after that, and that's at Liberty Park. And then we are already excited, but I hope the community gets excited too about Bands, Brews, and Barbecue on September 14th.
B3 coming back.
And a couple community things going on before we go. Open swim at Kerrigan Farms. And then June 1st is the Food Truck Festival in downtown Mooresville. So do not forget to attend these amazing events as well. Well, I have had a fun show, everyone. Thank you for joining us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having us again.
This has been a great day.
You.
Great day with my mobile mic. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for Heart Mooresville right here on WSIC News.
Serving you better than